Hi, this is Felice Sloan with Swanky Maven.
I'm David Leftwich, editor of Edible Houston and associate editor at Houston Food Finder.
I'm Eric Sandler, food editor for Culture Map.
Since it's December and the start of the holiday season, our producer, Joshua Zinn, asked us to do places where we could take holiday guests, out-of-towners visiting. I think he was doing it because he needed some suggestions for his own family who were visiting. So I think we'll cover that. And I kind of think of this in various ways, like, you know, depending, is the person from Texas? So do we take them to certain places in Houston that give them a taste of Houston? Are they not from Texas at all? Do we give them a place that gives them a taste of Texas, or just some place that meets everybody's needs, that's big enough?
I think we can come together on some of this stuff, right? Because there are certain iconic dishes. If you're not from Texas, if you're coming to Texas, you're like, okay, I want Tex-Mex and I want barbecue. So that's where I started.
Okay.
And we've talked about this quite a bit, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but like barbecue, you know, we've got Truth. You've got the Pit Room, you've got Corkscrew, you've got Killen's, you've got Blood Brothers. Whatever your favorite barbecue place is around town, take your family there.
Yeah,
So I'm going to go with what you did. So take it at Gatlin's.
At Gatlin's.
And put all those together and give them a little food tour, right? Because that's taking them in different areas. What you do is do that, pick the best from the menus, and then, because you have to help them.
So you mean like get the brisket at Truth, get the ribs
Thank
and the
you.
dirty rice at Gatlin's.
Okay.
Go up to Corkscrew for their cobbler and a beef rib if you're there on a Saturday.
And chicken on Saturday.
Okay. All right. So then let's do the Tex-Mex tour.
Okay.
Right. We'll each do one. So like I would go to Candente for their cheese enchiladas, the beef fajitas, and that unbelievable carnitas.
Okay.
Well, then I will go to the original Ninfa's on Navigation. Go to the one on Navigation. Even unless you're shopping, if you're taking them to the Galleria, then you can go to the one in the Galleria area. But get, of course, you've already mentioned fajitas, but you can get more fajitas there. Or get the
can't have too
tacos
much
al
fajitas.
caban.
Which fajitas are you getting, though? Which fajitas are you getting there?
I'm going to get beef, but what are you going to get?
So you're getting the beef at the original Ninfa's?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go across the street if you're at the original Ninfa's, and then I'm going to go across the street to El Tiempo, and I'm going to get the chicken fajitas because they're very tender, and then I'm going to get some queso.
All right. Well, you want to do the Gulf Coast seafood tour?
Yes.
Right? I thought about this. This is
Yes,
another
I have too.
iconic
So see, this
Texas
is great.
cuisine. All right.
This is great.
All right, you go first. We'll go the other way.
Okay, so we're going to mix it up. I'm going to go a little bougie here, though, with some of the new folks, okay? So I'm going to start with the Little's Oyster Bar. That's a little new. So I'm going to go there, and I'm going to give them bubbles, caviar, give them a little bouge. We're going to get a little bouge there.
I'm going to go classic. I'm going to go Good Company Seafood.
Okay.
And plus there's two locations, so if you have family over on the west side, you can go to the one out there. And that one's nice and big and airy, the new location there. But, you know, then you can get, you know, the mesquite grilled snapper or the campechada, all the other classic dishes that you can get there. You can get good fried shrimp. And it's something that I think will please pretty much anybody that you bring along. So if you got your picky aunt and your
So a little something for
adventurous
everybody
cousin,
there.
that's
Got
in
it.
town.
Okay.
I'm going to go new with Josephine's in Midtown. We'll go there for, let's say the blue crab fingers, maybe some raw oysters, and that smoked redfish dip. Let's do one more of these, and then we'll talk a little more broadly. But let's do the Vietnamese food crawl. David, why don't you kick this one off?
I would go to Moon Rabbit to start off with, and you can get. It's hard to decide. There's everything on their menu is really good. You can get that banh mi there, or pho if you want to go the more well-known food. But they've got, there's that carpaccio that they do is amazing. They do pretty much everything on their menu is worth ordering, in my opinion. It's really good.
Yeah, so, all right, so you did newer. Now it's my turn to do classic. I'm going to go with Huyn in Edo. This is a real institution. The only thing that you have to get is the duck salad, in my opinion. That's the real staple. But the spring rolls, the vermicelli bowls, the beau Luc Lac, I mean, all that stuff is really classic and really well done. And it's BYOB, which is fun.
Another one that you may want to add would be blind goat. I'm thinking real popular dish, the whole fish. And, they may even be familiar because little TV fame going on there. So I would throw that in the mix as well.
You actually set me up for my next topic. You mentioned Christine Hav of Blind Goat. She won MasterChef. So I thought, what about restaurants that have been on TV that maybe they've seen on either a reality competition show or something like Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives? Mm-hmm. So for me, I thought we should mention June, Evelyn Garcia's restaurant in the Heights. She reached the finals of Top Chef a couple years ago. And that is a restaurant that some of my family members have asked me about, when can we go to Chef Evelyn's restaurant?
That's a good one. So, Craft Burger is still, people love a good burger. They have a location in the city. And then they also have I don't know if you're trying to roll to the burbs. You don't have to roll to the burbs. You can go to the Craft Burger in the city, or you can go to the location out in Katy and, go do a little shopping while you're out, take them out there. But we're in the holidays. One of my favorite things to do during this time of year with out-of-towners or people in town, Pico's does their 12 days of mole. So I don't know when they're coming in town. It is one of the things that the locals do, and it makes them feel like a local, right? They may have never had mole. It's 12 days. It just is kind of one of those things where, when do you get to do that? It's very authentic. They get to mix with the locals and get to they've tried original mole, just kind of getting to try different types of mole. That would be one of the cool things that I would jump into.
So to tie into the idea of places that people may have seen on TV and might be interested in, it also ties into the Vietnamese restaurants we talked about is crawfish and noodles. You're going to have seen it. David Chang has featured it. It's been featured on other TV shows, and it is kind of this iconic, Houston is kind of one of the places that originated Viet Cajun crawfish, and this Viet Cajun fusion, and crawfish and noodles is one of those places that have been the forefront of that, and people probably may have heard about it if they've been paying attention to various shows on TV and Netflix and Food Channel.
Right. So then I had one other kind of topic for us in mind, which is that there's a lot of this is a new trend. A lot of bars decorate really over the top for the holidays, and even though I'm Jewish, I do like a little Christmas kitsch, right? I like my Christmas fun and kitschy, and there's just a whole host of these. But I'm going to mention the Toasted Coconut in Montrose. This is related to Nobi's and Nono's Pizza Tavern, but it's just tropical holiday Santa. Real, they've gone all out on the patio, Christmas trees, all kinds of lights. It's just a whole lot of fun.
Well, Winnie's is doing, they have this, it's part of a larger national thing, but they have this huge, all these displays, as does their sister bar, Johnny's. It's very Christmassy, over the top, Santa's climbing ladders, all kinds of stuff going on. You'd probably make a reservation because it's so popular during the holidays at both Winnie's and Johnny's. But, it's definitely, if you can get in, it's definitely a lot of fun and over the top, kitschy Christmas.
And the great thing about the Winnie's is actually, you don't have to make the reservations at the Winnie's. They're taking the walk-ins. And the cool thing, the dishes are all themed, right? Like, always tell people to get the gumbo, but the dishes have Christmas themes, right? Like, they're named after they have cool Christmas themes.
They have they have a roast beef sandwich that they're doing right now, and I forgot the fun name they have for it, but
it's really cool. One of the things I didn't, that you may want to add to your list that's all over. We're seeing it all over social. If you're on social, that all the celebrities, when they stop in town, they make sure they stop, and that's Trill Burger. They are going crazy over Trill Burger. The lines have not stopped. It is just, and it's that good. It's people like, is it that good? It really is that good. And from what I hear, I haven't tried the vegan option. The vegan option is just as good as the regular option. So I would add that to the list as well.
We're going to wrap this up with just a couple of suggestions for the suburbs. Recently, I was down in Kemah. I went to Fish and Chips Houston for, no surprise, the fish and chips. They were outstanding, like house-made French fries, unbelievably crispy, your choice of cod or haddock. And they've got a whole bunch of other British stuff on the menu and a full English breakfast on the weekends that I need to go back and try. But that was a real pleasant surprise.
Well, if you're kind of over on the southwest side, down towards Sugarland, there's Aga's, which is this great Indian Pakistani restaurant. It's halal, and you want to get, it's big and roomy. There's, several dining rooms, and you want to get something like those goat chops are amazing. All of their kind of skewered grilled meats are really good. Their biryani, and it's a good place to take a fairly large group. You may have to wait the Pin, it will look very crowded, but usually they're very efficient and get you in and out, get people in and out pretty quickly. And so if you got a nice group of people and you're down that way, it's a great place to go.
Another, if you're if you're in the burbs, or if you're not, travel to the burbs. Katy Asia Town, it is happening. There's a lot to see, a lot of places to eat and shop and visit. You got Fat Eatery out there. You have Tin Crepe. You have Mala Szechuan out there, and amazing food. And again, there's some great shops out there. So I definitely would say check that out. And it's very bustling. You'll have a great day out there of food and shopping and just a good time.
So hopefully now Joshua has several places he can take his out-of-town family who are visiting this holiday. And hopefully for anybody listening has some new ideas where to take visitors during the holiday season.
Hi, this is Felice Sloan with Swanky Maven.
I'm David Leftwich, editor of Edible Houston and associate editor at Houston Food Finder.
I'm Eric Sandler, food editor for Culture Map, and you're listening to Houston Matters with Craig Cohen.